I welcome you all for Padam Padikalam English 7th Standard Term 1 Unit 2 Prose 2 Section 2. In our previous section, we learned that dark clouds had gathered over the mountains. So Usha ran to the cobbler's and collected her mother's slippers. The shopping bag was full. She slung it over her shoulder and set out for the village. Now let's see what happened to Usha in our section 2. Strangely, the wind had dropped. The trees were still. Not a leaf moved. The crickets were silent in the grass. The crows flew round in a circle, then settled down. These all shows for the night in an oak tree. Clouds and thunder were threatening to rain. So Usha hurried to reach home before dark. A deep rumble echoed over the hill, and Usha felt the first heavy drop of rain hit her cheek. She had no umbrella with her. She had only a old scarf and a shawl. The weather had seemed so fine just a few hours ago. Now all she could do was tie an old scarf over her head and pull her shawl tight across her shoulders. Holding the shopping bag close to her body, she quickened her pace. She was almost running, but the raindrops were coming down faster, bigger, heavier, heavy pellets of rain. A sudden flash of lightning lit up her hill. The ruins stood out in clear outline. Then all was dark again. Night had fallen. Usha can't go home before the storm breaks. So she ran to the ruins to take shelter. Suddenly the wind sprang up again and brought the rain with a rush against her face. It was cold, stinging rain. She could hardly keep her eyes open. The wind grew in force. It hummed and whistled. Usha did not have to fight against it. It was behind her now and helped her along up the steep path and onto the brow of the hill. There was another flash of lightning followed by a peal of thunder. How many of you get scared of thunder? Do you like thunder? The ruins looked up before her, grim and forbidding, frightening. Forbidding means frightening. She knew there was a corner where a piece of old roof reminded. It would give some shelter. It would be better than trying to go on in the dark, in the howling wind. She had only to stay off the path to go over a rocky cliff edge. She saw the wild plum tree swaying bent double, its foliage thrashing against the ground. Foliage thrashing means hitting leaves and branches. The broken walls did little to stop the wind. Usha found her way into the ruined building, helped by her memory of the place and the constant flicker of lightning. Flicker means shine. She began moving along the wall, hoping to reach the shelter corner. She placed her hands flat against the stones and moved sideways. When she touched something soft and furry. Then suddenly she gave a startled means frightened, cry and took her hand away. How scary it was. Her cry was answered by another cry. Half snarl, half screech, and something leaped away in the darkness. Then it was only a wild cat. Usha realized this when she heard it. The cat lived in the ruins, and she had often seen it. But for a moment, she had been very frightened. Now she moved quickly along the wall until she heard the rain drumming on the remnant of the tin roof. Remnant means what was left. Once under it, crouching in the corner. Crouching means bending down. She found some shelter from the wind and the rain. Above her, the tin sheet groaned and clattered. Groaned and clattered means banged together and made a loud noise, as if they would sail away at any moment. But they were held down by the solid branch of a straggling old oak tree. Usha remembered that across the empty room stood an old fireplace, and that there might be some shelter under the blocked up chimney. Perhaps it would be drier than it was in her corner, but she would not attempt to find it just now. She might lose her way altogether. Her clothes were soaked, and the water steamed down from her long black hair from a puddle at her feet. Puddle means pool of water. She thought she heard a faint cry. Was it the cat again or an owl? But the sound of the storm blotted out all the other sounds. How frightened it would be! There had been no time to think of ghosts. But now that she was in one place without any plan for venturing out again, she remembered grandfather's story about the lightning blasted ruins. She hoped and prayed that lightning would not strike her as she sheltered there. Thunder boomed over the hills, and the lightning came quicker now, only a few seconds between each burst of lightning. Then there was a bigger flash than most, and for a second or two, the entire ruin was lit up. A streak of blue sizzled along the floor of the building. Streak means line, sizzle means kiss like something hot on a frying pan. In at one end and out at the other, Usha was staring straight ahead. As the opposite wall was lit up, she saw, crouching in the disused fireplace, two small figures. They could only have been children. Usha now started remembering grandfather's story about an Englishman. The ghostly figures looked up, staring back at Usha, and then everything was dark again. Let's see what happened to Usha in our next section 3. Now, glossary time. Forbidding, unfriendly or frightening. Foliage, thrashing, hitting leaves and branches. flicker, shine, startled, frightened, remnant, what was left, crouching, bending down, groaned and clattered, banged together and made a loud noise, puddle, pool of water, blotted out, hid, streak, line, sizzle, hiss like something hot on a frying pan. Thank you. God bless you.